Hello students, I hope you are doing well. So in this unit of lectures, I will discuss on big data and big data processing technology. So these are outlines that I will discuss. First, I will start with big data definition, the standard definition of big data with its different characteristics. Then I will start Hadoop for big data, why Hadoop is essential or most suitable platform for big data. Then I will discuss on different characteristics, properties of Hadoop, Apache Hadoop. Then I will explain Hadoop distributed file system, the file system of Hadoop, and MapReduce framework, the computing framework of Hadoop. Then I will explain why MapReduce based algorithms are important, why we need to design MapReduce based algorithm for big data. MapReduce framework will be explained using word count example. I will show you the source code of word count example using MapReduce framework, how to write MapReduce code. It will be explained through word count example. Then I will discuss limitations of Hadoop MapReduce. So Hadoop MapReduce has some limitations, has some drawbacks, is not that efficient for certain kind of applications. So we will discuss that. And then Apache Spark has emerged that overcomes the limitations of Hadoop MapReduce. So we will see what are those properties, what are those characteristics of Apache Spark that overcomes the limitations of Hadoop MapReduce. Then I will show you how to do parallel programming with Spark. Like we do parallel programming using MapReduce in case of Hadoop. So we use RDD framework to do parallel programming in Spark. And the same example, word count example, will be explained for Spark. So source code will be shown to you, will be discussed with you how to write Spark code for the different kind of application that will demonstrated using word count example. So let's start it. So what is big data? Big data is a new term to define excessive volume of data, but with few more characteristics. So big data doesn't mean that it is only an excessive volume of data, but it also involves certain more characteristics. Big data is most hyped and buzzword since few years. As you know, since 8 to 10 years, almost all the computer science and even business persons is talking about big data and analytics. So informally, I can say that big data is that extent of data that cannot be stored and processed by a single machine. So if your single machine, if your laptop, if your personal computer, or if your high-end workstation is unable to process a extent of data, then we can say that amount of data is big data. So for example, machine generated data are really best example of big data. So let's see in detail from where data is generated. If we classify broadly, then we can classify them in two categories: data that is generated from human beings and data that is generated from machines. Data that is generated from human beings, for example, documents, emails, images, videos, Facebook, Twitter post on social media, and data which are generated from machines are, for example, data that is generated from sensor device, log data like web logs, click logs, email logs. So log is basically a bulk of data that is automatically generated. For example, web logs, click logs. So whatever the activity you are doing on web, that is stored as a log file. What are the email activity? All are stored as a log file. So these are the example of log data. So you are not going to create log data, but the underlying system automatically making the log of all the details, all the activity. So these are called log data. So machine generated data are of larger size than human generated data. Obviously, if you are alone generating data, you can never replace the data that is generated by machine. Machine generated data are even very larger than data that is generated by human. But the data like Facebook posts, etc. on social media, that is generated by people, not a single human, right? So when more than one human beings are generated data, that is data generated from public sources, then that human generated data can also be very large. So after invention of big data technology, machine generated data and public generated data came into play. So before, when big data processing technology was not there, we don't have big data processing technology, then we don't entertain the machine generated data or public generated data. For example, the sensor data, the log data, the Facebook post, it was not possible to efficiently process them. So when big data technology had came into existence, people run away after the machine generated data, after the public generated data, because now you have that magical power. You can process any extent of data. So now each and every type of data is now important. It's precious because we have that technology. We can process them efficiently in less time with multiple machines that we will discuss in consequent slides. So these are some examples of major source of big data. Purchase transaction records. Purchase transaction records, for example, when you purchase something from some stores, for example, you are purchasing something from Big Bazaar, you are purchasing something from online online shopping companies, Flipkart, Amazon, etc. So for example, when you are purchasing more than one item together, then that becomes a transaction records. How many items have been purchased together? So all the records has been stored into the system. So all your purchase trends, all your purchase records has been stored. So that is called purchase transaction records. How many number of items, what kind of items has been purchased together. Web data, data that is available on website, web content data, the content of data available on website. Social media data, you know, the data available on social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Click stream data. So for example, suppose you have opened some web pages, and from that pages that contains a number of hyperlinks, that is link of many other pages, and you click on some pages and that page will be open. Again that page contains some other number of hyperlinks. So in this way you are clicking on different pages. That makes a click stream. So you are exploring the pages. For example, suppose you are visiting some online shopping companies website, and you are exploring some items, some products one by one. So you are click on some items, and after that some other item, and after that some other items. So that form a click stream. You don't know, but that click stream is being stored without your knowledge, right? So that's what how recommender system work. For example, in some online shopping website, when you visit some products together, then on the basis of that they will recommend you to purchase some other item, right? Then another source of data is cell phone GPS signal, that is generated by GPS signal. Sensor data, many machines, even your mobile device, have a number of sensors, different kind of sensors. So sensors collects the data, and when data is collected, that is stored somewhere. So sensors device are generating data continuously. So these are some examples. We are talking about social networking sites, how it is the source of large volume of data. Online advertising and e-commerce companies always looking for user navigation data, that is user click stream on a website. They are highly interested in your navigation. Sensors embedded in machine generate large amount of data. So all the machines that embedded some sensors inside them, they generate large amount of data. Similarly, all the social media platforms, they have very huge amount of data, and they are collecting very huge amount of data on daily basis. These data or these figures are, I think, older, I think 8 to 10 years old, but at the present time this amount of data is very high. Now we come to define the big data. What is the standard definition of big data? How to define it? So initially the 3V definition has been given. So big data is defined with 3 characteristics: volume, velocity, and variety. Volume obviously represents the size of data in bytes, megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes, and many more. So big data represents data that is very large in volume, that can start from megabyte to and go to even petabyte and even more. Then second characteristics of big data is velocity, the speed at which data is entering in the system, the speed at which data is changing. So it can go from batch to real time. Batch means data is static. You have collected some amount of data and you are processing it. In that case, data is not going to change. It is stable. Then another case can be data is changing or updating monthly. Data is updating weekly. Data is updating daily basis, then hourly basis, then at the near real time, and then exactly real time. So you can imagine how frequently data is changing, at which speed it is changing. That represents velocity. The third dimension is variety. Variety, it can be structured or unstructured. Another parameter is also known as semi-structured. So variety can be unstructured, structured, and semi-structured. So variety means different type of data. Data can be of different type: structured type, semi-structured type, unstructured type. For example, text data, click stream data, web logs data, sensor data, documents data, images, audio, video. So you can see that all these data have different formats. They are of different variety. So what do you mean by structured and unstructured and semi-structured? structured data is well represented. It forms some well defined structure. For example, the data is stored in the form of tables. Like in case of RDBMS, we create a table and populate with the data. So that is the example of structured data. So structured data have a well defined schema, right? Table has a certain well defined schema. So we can say that is the structured data. Unstructured data, that is clickstream data, text data, that do not follow the certain structure. It can ambiguously written. It has no proper pattern, right? Then in between structure and unstructured, there is a category of semi-structure. So semi-structure follow somewhat a little pattern. For example, suppose if you are writing some text data and you properly follow certain fields, certain structures, certain patterns, then we can say that is the semi-structured data. Similarly, suppose if web logs is stored in the form of fields, predefined fields, then we can call it as a semi-structured data because it somehow follows certain patterns, certain properties, certain headers, right? But if that data that do not follow any kind of pattern, any kind of proper structure, then it is highly unstructured data. So these are 3 definitions of big data. Now, as the research and development in big data processing technology has been carried out, big data definitions has been redefined again and again, and we are adding more number of V's, more number of characteristics, more number of properties. So Gartner and IBM jointly give a 4V concept of big data definition. So the previous 3 V were similar: volume, velocity and variety, and 4th V represents veracity, uncertainty of data. So let's define each and every one. So as I have already discussed about volume, it represents scale of data, that is big data has massive volume. Velocity refers speed of generation and processing of data, that is the rate of entering streaming data in the system is really fast. Variety refers different form of data, that is unstructured or semi-structured data, that is text, sensor data, audio, video, clickstream, log file, XML. And all these unstructured or semi-structured data originated from different sources. So they form a variety. They are generated from different sources and they have different form. Then 4th dimension is veracity. Veracity means uncertainty, ambiguous, not pure. So veracity represents how much data is pure. So it is quality of data being captured. How good quality of data is. Data like post on social networking sites are imprecise. So one example of veracity is post on social networking sites. Suppose someone has posted something on social networking sites, Facebook, Twitter, etc. But the certainty, the purity of data is not known. It is posted by some anonymous person. So we cannot say that this data is pure. So this data is imprecise. It is not true. We don't know about the level of its correctness, its quality. So veracity represents the quality of data. How much purity data has. It represents uncertainty of data, right? Now we will discuss what to do with big data in next lectures. So we will stop here. See you in the next video. Thank you.